Have you heard of a bullet journal? I had seen these dotted and graph paper journals at the store when I was looking for work notebooks. I didn't really know what they were for. I had heard of bullet journals from a few of the artists that I follow on YouTube, but they didn't actually show what they were, so I was a little confused. I wasn't sure what they were for. Now, I happened to be at Walgreens on the hunt for toilet paper during quarantine because our grocery store had been out of it for like 3 weeks. But I always stop and look at notebooks and day planners, and I saw a bullet journal. So I decided to just go ahead and buy it. I did not know anything about it. I went home and I looked up the bullet journal website, and they do have an introductory video, which I watched. I went to use it and I was still a little bit confused, so I watched another video on YouTube. Is it a day planner? Not really. This is not meant to be a day planner. I tend to fail at day planners, so that's good. But I did do a basic setup. All right, so I'm going to take you through setting up the journal. So the first thing we do is we create the key. Just a reminder of all the little symbols that we use for something that's a task, something that's completed. If we migrate something or move it to another scheduled date, something that's been scheduled, canceled, event, important note, meeting, ongoing. I highly recommend watching the bullet journal introductory video, and it'll take you through all of this. The index is created as you go. This is the index, which tells you what's on each page, and you page number it. And as you can see, it's not perfectly numbered, but I found this to be very, very helpful, and I absolutely love the idea of indexing my own journal. Also, it takes you through creating a future log. So future log basically is just your monthly setup. If you have something going on or something that's going to be coming up, like here, I have Small Business Saturday promotion. I want to make sure that I do some sort of promotion for that. So I put it in my future log as a reminder. As I come upon November, hopefully I'll remember to utilize that. Also, you will create a running task log, which I love. I don't have to schedule anything. I just know that these are things I'd like to get done. And also a running monthly log instead of a full calendar. Some people like the calendars. I actually like this idea. So I only need to put things in that I know that I need to have scheduled on that day. I don't feel like I need to put everything in here, and I find putting things in here to actually be a bit of a distraction because, I have a tendency to move things back depending on how the day goes. I did cut and paste a little calendar, and this I use as a reminder. I use the blue to mark the week that I do my blog post updates, and yellow to mark the week that I work on my newsletter. I just needed to have something really quick that I could reference for that. The bullet journal is a place to write down what comes to mind. So instead of doing a weekly calendar setup like what they suggested, which is here, you can see I have all the days of the week. I found that what I prefer is just kind of do things as they come, to start my day, put down the things I want to get accomplished, and then to have plenty of room to write new things in. Like I did here, I've got my date, stuff that I'm tracking, my tasks, and then any notes that I need to take. So the bullet the bullet journal is a place to kind of get this stuff out of your head. And anything that I add to it can be referenced using the index, which I showed you before. So if I have notes from a presentation, I just put it down in my index, and then if I go looking for it later, I'll be able to find it. What I like to use it for is to plan my day and track my progress. So what was important for me was to find some sort of a system where I could combine work and art. And I feel like a day planner did not work for me because I already used my electronic calendars for work, for meetings, for my little reminders that I have going on at work. And this is serving a completely different purpose. So having a day planner to track my work didn't make sense. So basically, I'm able to keep work notes. I'm able to do my time tracking. And if I have work tasks, I'll put them in here. I don't always have work tasks that are outside of my schedule, but if I do, I can put them in here and then I color code them in blue so that I know that they're for work. And art stuff, I color code yellow so that I know if I'm at work, I only need to worry about what's listed in blue. And then of course I can adjust pages. I can add different types of pages depending on what I need. So aside from notes, I also created a gratitude log and a victory log, as well as some goal pages. And then of course I reference them in the index in case I need to look them up. So you may be asking, how does this help me? It seems like a lot of information. Well, the main thing is it helps me get my art stuff out of my head so I can work. A lot of times I'll be at work and stuff for art will come out and I'll put it on Post-it notes, I'll put it in my phone, or I'll put it in my work notebook, and then I forget about it. So here I can put it down on paper in a journal and reference it. So I'll either have it for the day and I know I need to take action on it, or I can create some notes and then look at it later when the time is right. Also, it allows me to look back at what I've done over the past week so I can see how productive I've been, because I tend to forget what I've done. And also, I'm looking at my notes over here. It helped create a morning workout routine, which during the COVID-19 quarantine is very important for me. I've really been struggling with being 100% work at home, and it's taken me out of my routine. So now this is helping me to have a routine: Bible study time, stretching time, working on my victory log and my gratitude log. And it creates a morning routine for me. And I look at what I've done the day before so that I can decide what I need to do today. Also, I do like ending the day just kind of looking through what I've done for the day and then thinking about what I've got going on for tomorrow. There's a lot of times I don't have to put anything down for tomorrow, but it's still nice to review the day, which helps to bring things into memory, which my brain may have let go of already. So far, I'm only 2 weeks into this process. I have put a lot of information down on paper in 2 weeks. So I really feel like this is something that I'm going to be able to use and that is really going to work for me. Hopefully I don't give up, but I'll be sure to let you know. I plan on doing a follow-up video in about 6 months to let you know if this continues to work for me. So one thing I find, and the reason why I mentioned it to you, is as I'm learning how to be an artist in my free time and working IT during the day, I find that a lot of the things I'm learning about art and marketing is kind of giving me information overload. And I need to be able to put some of that information down on paper and then reference it and not lose it. So I'm hoping this will help me with that process. I'll give you an example before I finish up. So I watched a video specifically on Etsy and Printful products, some good products to use that would be good quality. And I wanted to remember, so I wrote down every product, how much it costs, and then I also was able to, I really think this is good for me because I was able to actually go back to this list several days later and then go back and look at the shipping cost. So I added the shipping costs for every item and I added the cost of the item. And then later I was able to go back and look at my Printful shop and my Etsy shop and say, hey, I need to figure out a way to make sure that I make money and that I don't lose money on these products. So having this information and being able to reference it quickly was very helpful. So I was able to figure out how much I need to add to the price of the product to make sure that I don't lose money. And I have a discount code. So I need to make sure that if someone uses the discount code, I still make money. And having this here and spending the time, scheduling time to do that has already benefited me, and it's only been a couple of weeks. So, I think this is very helpful. So here's my suggestion. If you've never done a bullet journal before, if you've never done a bullet journal before and you're interested in doing it, I recommend going straight to the bullet journal website. Watch the video, do a basic bullet journal setup. Start there. Then as you go, if there's more things you need, go to the bullet journal website and see if they have a video on it. They do look at what other people have done and make videos about it on their website. Then I think once you kind of figure out how you're going to use it, then you can go look at other YouTube videos. But I found them to be a little bit overwhelming, and I feel like they kind of put a lot of pressure on me to create an artistic bullet journal because I'm an artist, and I'm an artist. I have sketchbooks. I have other places for my creativity. My bullet journal is a place for me to keep track of what I'm doing for my artwork, for my art blog, for my YouTube, for my Etsy store. If I have an idea of art, I'll put it in the bullet journal, but the entire thing does not have to have themes or have art going through it. That's not what I needed it for. You might want it to be something like that, but I highly recommend just starting slow and then figuring out what you need. And don't let anybody else pressure you into making this great plan. Because the good thing about right now is you can use technologies together. So what I was having trouble with was the fact that I needed to be able to write things down, keep a notebook, keep something with me when I wasn't at my desk so that I would remember things that I needed to do in the evenings. And my husband may find it a little bit annoying, but for me, it's a godsend because I can remember the few little things I need to do before I go to bed. And a lot of times I stay up until I'm done because I want to cross those things off my list. And I think it could benefit you if you struggle in an area where, figuring out work and art life and all your to-dos and fitting everything into your day. Oh, one more thing, just so you know, I did find I can't fit it all into a day. My day is not long enough. And what made it even more clear is I did this perfect day. It's my ideal day of how I would spend my day. And if I go back to work in the office, I won't even come close to this. So I know that I was trying to do too much and that I need to give myself a little bit of grace and slow down and just allow myself to take time to get some of this stuff done. Allow time to get the art stuff going in the direction that I want it to go, and know that it's okay to just do a little bit at a time. And because I'm trying to get back to really happy, because I was really happy before I started doing any type of art sales, and I was just doing art for fun. And I put too much pressure on myself to sell it, and there's really no reason for that for me. Sure, I'd love to be a full-time artist, but I don't need to be. It's okay for me to do this stuff in my spare time and to sell what I can. And to be quite honest with you, helping other people get there seems to be a little bit more fulfilling than trying to get there myself. So definitely, if you have questions, let me know. If you like the content, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos, no, there won't be a ton of bullet journal videos. They should be mostly art related. Go ahead and click the subscribe button. And then if you want to be notified as soon as the video comes out, ding the bell and then you'll get notified. So I really appreciate you taking the time to sit down with me and find out what's going on in my life. And I hope that you find some joy, that you find time to be artistic, and that you don't put too much pressure on yourself, especially now in quarantine. We see all the videos of people doing amazing things, and I'm struggling just to make it through the day. So no pressure. Just be yourself and do the best that you can and love yourself and call your mom. Alrighty, I'll talk to you later. Have a great day. Bye. Hopefully I'll see you at the beach.